An epic Wimbledon final is set to take place on Sunday as Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz will face off for the title. The expectations are high for this game, and for a good reason. Both players went through a tough Wimbledon, long matches, injuries, and the summer heat. Now they are in the final, deservedly and expectedly so. Let's see how both of these superstars got here. In his opening match, Sinner faced fellow Italian Luca Nardi. The encounter began with Sinner asserting his authority early, taking the first set 6-4. Nardi, known for his aggressive baseline play, struggled to find his rhythm against Sinner's consistent and powerful ground strokes. By the second set, Sinner's precision and composure were evident as he secured a 6-3 victory. The third set saw Sinner's game reach its peak. He overwhelmed Nardi with a 6-0 scoreline, demonstrating his ability to adapt and dominate on grass courts. Facing Australia's Alexander Vukic in the second round, Sinner continued his impressive form. The match was a display of tactical brilliance and physical prowess. Sinner's serve was near impeccable, and his return game kept Vukic under constant pressure. He clinched the first set 6-1, followed by a commanding 6-1 scoreline in the second. The third set was slightly more competitive, but Sinner's consistency and mental fortitude saw him through with a 6-3 win, advancing him to the third round. In the third round, Sinner faced Spain's Pedro Martinez. The match was a one-sided affair, with Sinner dictating play from the baseline. He broke Martinez's serve multiple times in the first set, securing a 6-1 lead. Martinez struggled to cope with Sinner's depth and pace, leading to a 6-3 loss in the second set. The third set mirrored the first, with Sinner closing out the match 6-1, showcasing his ability to maintain high levels of intensity throughout the match. The fourth round encounter against Grigor Dimitrov was one of the most dramatic moments of Sinner's campaign. Sinner took a bad fall in the first game, and it seemed like he injured his arm. Dimitrov used this and started strong, taking the first two sets 6-3, 7-5, capitalizing on Sinner's early errors. However, the match took an unexpected turn when Dimitrov suffered a pectoral injury during the third set. Despite his efforts, Dimitrov was unable to continue, and Sinner advanced with a walkover while being 2 sets down. Some questions were raised about Sinner's fitness at this point, as he missed an outdoor training and was seen with an elbow sleeve. In the quarterfinals, Sinner faced the rising American star Ben Shelton, and in this match he came out with that same elbow sleeve. There were questions on how the Italian will cope with the elbow, but he quelled any doubts with a commanding performance. Shelton, known for his powerful serve and athleticism, was no match for Sinner's precision and tactical play. Sinner took the first set 6-4, followed by a 6-4 win in the second. The third set was more competitive, but Sinner's composure saw him through with a 6-4 victory, securing his spot in the semifinals. The semifinal against Novak Djokovic was anticipated to be a marquee matchup, and it unfortunately did not live up to expectations. Djokovic, a 7-time Wimbledon champion, was aiming to extend his dominance. However, Sinner had other plans. From the outset, Sinner's aggressive baseline play and sharp serving kept Djokovic on the back foot. The first set was a closely contested affair, but Sinner edged it 6-3. Djokovic, dealing with physical issues, struggled to keep pace in the second set, which Sinner won 6-3. The third set saw Djokovic attempt to rally, but Sinner's relentless pressure secured a 6-4 win, propelling him into his first Wimbledon final. While Sinner did play well, Djokovic admitted he felt pain as early as the first set. He took a medical timeout at 2 sets down, and he seemed absolutely out of the game. On the other side of the final is Carlos Alcaraz, whose journey to the 2025 Wimbledon final was a showcase of grit, skill, and adaptability as the reigning champion sought to defend his title and claim a remarkable third consecutive final appearance at Wimbledon. From the very first round to his epic semifinal victory, Alcaraz demonstrated why he is regarded as one of the most complete players on the tour, capable of thriving on all surfaces, but especially on the lush grass courts of Wimbledon. The tournament began with a test of patience and resilience for Alcaraz in the first round against Fabio Fognini. The Italian, known for his crafty shot-making and experience, pushed Alcaraz to the limit in a marathon 5-set battle. Alcaraz's power and flair were on full display as he navigated the fluctuating momentum, ultimately prevailing 7-5, 6-7, 7-5, 2-6, 6-1. This match, a true war of attrition, underscored Alcaraz's ability to maintain focus through physically and mentally draining encounters, setting the tone for the challenges ahead. In the second round, Alcaraz faced British hopeful Oliver Tarvin. Here, the Spaniard's improved movement on grass was evident as he combined precise footwork with punishing ground strokes. The match was more straightforward, with Alcaraz controlling the rallies and dispatching Tarvin in straight sets 6-1, 6-4, 6-4. This performance not only reassured fans of his grass court prowess, but also allowed him to conserve energy for the tougher rounds looming. The third round presented a sterner test against Jan-Lennard Struff, a big hitter capable of dictating play. Alcaraz was pushed to 4 sets in a match that required him to adjust tactically. After taking the first set comfortably 6-1, Alcaraz faced resistance as Struff fought back to take the second set 6-3. However, demonstrating his characteristic resilience and court intelligence, Alcaraz recalibrated, using aggressive shot making and improved court positioning to close out the next two sets, 6-3, 6-4, securing his place in the last 16. The fourth round saw Alcaraz face a formidable opponent in Andrei Rublev. The match was a closely contested four-set affair, marked by intense baseline rallies and tactical exchanges. Alcaraz dropped the first set in a tie-break 6-7, but immediately responded with aggressive net play and deep ground strokes to take the next three sets, 6-3, 6-4, 6-4. This comeback highlighted his ability to adapt mid-match and his growing confidence in approaching the net, a critical skill on grass courts. Alcaraz's quarterfinal clash with Cameron Norrie was a masterclass in dominance. The Briton, a crowd favorite known for his relentless defense and shot variety, was outplayed by Alcaraz's precision and pace. The Spaniard executed a flawless game plan, breaking Norrie early and maintaining pressure throughout, winning convincingly in straight sets 6-2, 6-3, 6-3. This performance not only underscored Alcaraz's status as a top contender, but also his mental readiness to handle the pressures of the later stages. The semifinal against Taylor Fritz was a true test of endurance and skill, played under searing heat and interrupted by medical breaks for Fritz. Despite the challenging conditions, Alcaraz displayed sublime serving in return games, using his superior fitness and tactical acumen to dictate the match. After a tightly fought opening set won 6-4, Alcaraz dropped the second 5-7 but remained composed, taking the third 6-3. The fourth set culminated in a tense tiebreak, which Alcaraz edged 8-6, sealing his place in a third consecutive Wimbledon final and proving once again his remarkable ability to perform in clutch moments. Throughout this run, Alcaraz's blend of power, finesse, and mental toughness was on full display. His capacity to adjust tactics, whether facing 5-set battles or straight set routes, revealed a maturity beyond his 22 years. With this formidable performance, Carlos Alcaraz not only reinforced his claim as one of the game's brightest stars, but also set the stage for what promises to be an electrifying final against Jannik Sinner. There are a lot of reasons to be excited for this match, especially considering that the last time Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner faced each other in a Grand Slam final, tennis fans were treated to one of the most thrilling and physically demanding matches in recent memory, an epic contest that stretched close to 5.5 hours. That monumental battle took place just 35 days ago at the French Open, and now the pair are set to meet once again in the men's final at Wimbledon on Sunday, promising another high-stakes showdown between two of the sport's brightest young stars. Having just ended Novak Djokovic's bid for a record 25th Grand Slam title with a commanding victory in the semifinals, world number 1 Jannik Sinner was asked about the impending rematch against Alcaraz. Reflecting on their recent epic encounter, Sinner remarked with a mix of respect and anticipation, "We saw the last final. You never know what will happen. Hopefully it's going to be a good match like the last one. I don't know if it can be better because I don't think it's possible, but we will do our best." That last final at Roland Garros was truly a masterpiece of tennis endurance and skill. Alcaraz, the defending champion at Wimbledon and world number 2, found himself on the brink of defeat after falling 2 sets behind. Yet in a display of extraordinary grit and composure, he rallied back, saving 3 championship points in the process, to eventually overcome Sinner in a match that showcased the very best of their shot-making prowess, athleticism, and mental resilience. This clash not only pushed both players to their physical and emotional limits, but also captivated the tennis world, elevating their rivalry to one of the most compelling in the sport today. Despite the match's instant status as a classic, Alcaraz confessed he has not fully revisited the contest in its entirety. "I've just seen a few clips and a few points, but not that much," he shared after his semifinal victory over Taylor Fritz. "I am still thinking about that moment sometimes. It was the best match I have ever played so far. I'm not surprised he pushed me to the limit. I expect that on Sunday." As the tennis world pivots to Wimbledon, the spotlight shines brightly on these two players who are very much defining the post-Big Three era of men's tennis, the era following legends Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic. Together, Sinner and Alcaraz have dominated the major tournaments recently, winning the last 6 Grand Slam titles between them, and Sunday's final will decide the 7th. Such dominance by the top 2 seeds across multiple majors this year is a rare feat. In fact, only once before in the Open era, back in 1978, have the top 2 seeds contested the finals of the first 3 Grand Slams in a single year. Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz are also just the second pair in the Open era to meet in the men's singles final at Wimbledon and Roland Garros in the same season after Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal almost 10 years ago. Djokovic, reflecting on his semifinal defeat, acknowledged the formidable challenge posed by these young stars. "I reached the final stages. I reached the semis of every slam this year, but I have to play Sinner or Alcaraz. These guys are fit, young, sharp. I feel like I'm going into the match with tank half empty." His words capture the shifting guard in men's tennis, where the relentless athleticism and hunger of Sinner and Alcaraz are redefining the sport. At 22 years old, Alcaraz and the 23-year-old Sinner are expected to face each other in many more major finals over the coming years, further fueling one of the sport's most exciting rivalries. Currently, Alcaraz holds the psychological edge, having won their last 5 meetings, a statistic that underscores his recent dominance. Since the beginning of his title-winning streak at the China Open in September 2023, Sinner has suffered just 11 losses out of 127 matches, with nearly half of those defeats coming at the hands of Alcaraz. This recurring battle between them reflects a fiercely competitive relationship that pushes both players to elevate their games. Interestingly, the last time these two met at Wimbledon was in 2022, when Sinner emerged victorious. Reflecting on that match, Alcaraz remarked, "I remember that match, but it was 3 years ago. We are completely different players on grass, but on all surfaces." This acknowledgement hints at how both players have evolved their games, adapted to different surfaces, and matured mentally since their last encounter on the grass courts of Wimbledon. So what can we expect from this final? Simply put, a blockbuster showdown. Expect fierce rallies, tactical masterclasses, and moments of brilliance from two of the game's brightest stars. Whether it will top their unforgettable clash at Roland Garros is anyone's guess, but one thing is certain, this Wimbledon final will be a spectacle that tennis fans won't want to miss.